What are we doing here? Why are you here? Why did you come? Did someone invite you? Or is going to church something that is expected of you, done out of ritual or routine? What do you expect to happen tonight when you walk through the door? What are your expectations? Do you have any expectations? Did you expect to be entertained? Are you just going to see what happens or going with the flow? Or trying to please that person who invited you? Did you come here expecting to meet with God? Did you come expecting to meet with the one who created the heavens and the earth? Do you expect to encounter the same God who created you and has a purpose for your life? Do you expect to be made more into the person God created you to be? Or are you just checking things out? So, why are you here? To have fun? To have a good time? What do you expect to happen? So, how do I connect with God? The Bible says, as we draw near to God, He will draw near to you. You have to draw near to Him. How do you draw near to God? How do you get God's attention? Do we really want God's attention? What would happen if I actually got God's attention? What would happen if God had my attention? The Bible shows us postures of how to get God's attention through praise and worship. Praise and worship. What is that? Well, oddly enough, you already know what worship is and you know how to do it. We see it in our society, in our culture, we see it all around the world, and no one had to teach us how to do it. Worship is intrinsic to how God made us. We all know how to worship. We were born with it. We see it all around us. If you want God's attention and for Him to draw near to you, you have to reposture yourself toward God. You have to move. Sing, shout, raise your hand, play music, salute, raise a battle cry, dance, celebrate, bow down. All postures of worship we see and know how to do. Sing unto God to communicate the inner cry of your heart. We've heard songs of love, songs of sadness, songs filled with pain and anger, songs of joy, songs of pride, songs of remembrance, whether it's country, hip-hop, rock, rap. God will understand the cry of your heart. From a song of heartbreak or a life confusion or a life of anger and hate to a song of love, a song of brokenness, a song to get God's attention. Raise your hands to get His attention as you would to get the attention of a teacher. Reach out for help when you're in need or begging. You put your hands up to surrender. You reach out when you need someone to hold you. We lift our hands to be free. We reach out in hopes of touching Him or being touched by Him, hoping that will make us special or feel more important. We kneel to surrender to authority. We kneel when we give up and finally give in. We hit our knees when we've been humbled. We kneel to offer ourselves to another person. We hit our knees to beg, to plead, to mourn, to cry when we're broken. We are on our knees when we are desperate and have nowhere else to go. We bow down to honor someone or something other than ourselves. Connecting with God is the reason we were created, and worship is what we were made for. Every posture of worship says something of the worshiper and the one being worshipped. We worship all the time. What do we choose to worship? Do we worship God or things of the world? Do we worship the gift or the giver? Do we worship creation or do we worship the Creator? Has it even entered your mind that you're going to meet with God tonight? Have you even thought that you may discover a little bit more of who God is? Or come to understanding a little more of who God created you to be? So, do you really expect to be changed by God? Do you want to be changed by God? Do you want to move toward the person God created you to be? Do you want to move away from the person you will become? Or will you stay right where you're at, being no different than you were before? I don't need to tell you how to connect with God. You already know how. Does that mean you have to sing, or raise your hands, bow on your knees, shout, or cry? Try them, and maybe, just maybe, you will encounter God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. You may encounter God in a new way. What will people think of you if they see you connect with God? What will God think of you if you resist experiencing Him? Will you leave changed? Or will you leave the same as you walked in? Will you be a hypocrite if you don't leave this place changed? Are you a hypocrite if you went to church and didn't meet or encounter God? Will you be real? Will you be authentic? Or will you be a phony and resist God? Or will you connect with God? So, why did you come?